dysfunctional vet here. The camera is focused on the base of what appears to be a three-trunk pine tree. The trunk which is most close to us, let's see if I can touch it here, it's right there. That one has been dead for probably 10-12 years. I scraped some bark off of it yesterday and it's not fully rotted yet. As we go up, as we pan up, we see that the tree, the trunk on this side right here is leaning to the right while the other one leans to the left. And as we get up here, you can see that I already have a rope in the tree but not yet tied off. And that in part is what I want to discuss. As we go up, you can see the tree is thoroughly dead and the bark is coming off of it. It's a goner. Let me pan back just a little bit. We're going to look into the canopy. What I wanted to do, and I'm going to try to use a pencil. What I wanted to do was I wanted to drop this tree back in here. To do that, I have to pull it back about 15 to 20 feet at the top, and then it would go right down back in there. The big problem I have is that in this area over here where I'd be pulling from, there are no trees sufficient in size to be able to use as an anchor point. And I sure don't want my tractor over there for an anchor point when I'm pulling a tree down, because things might fall on it. So what I've decided is I'm going to have to take this and pull it back this way and drop it towards us. And you see this tree right here? There's another one which is out of camera. Let me pan down just a little bit. This tree right here is in such a position that once I pull the pressure on it and the tree starts to come down, if that rope rubs on that tree, it's going to probably break the rope, because I'm going to be putting so much pressure on it that when the tree goes into motion, it's not going to get slack, it's going to probably get tighter. So what to do? All right, we have our tree here that we're going to cut. Now I'm going to cut this little stump out of the way before I do anything, so that's not even a part of this equation. What I'm going to do is I'm going to run this rope this direction over here around the outside of that tree, and I'm going to sleeve it inside some heavy rubber, like a piece of water hose or something that'll fit through, so that as the pressure is pulled, the hose will grab onto the tree and will allow the rope to slide through without chafing the rope. That's pine, and pine, when you start putting pressure on the rope, that pine, even though it's not that sharp to the touch, becomes enough to damage the rope. So I'll be pulling the tree this way to cause it to fall towards us. And I spent probably 2 hours or better looking for an anchor point back in here somewhere so I could drop the tree back that way, as it wouldn't hurt anything to be on the ground back there, and there's just not an anchor point. Whenever you're evaluating a tree, or in this case 2 trees that you have to drop, don't be in a rush to make a final decision on what you're doing. Look at every option, think about everything. Putting a block back in here, a snap to pull it to the side, wasn't really a problem, and I wasn't worried about it being damaged if the tree falls on it. Equipment can be replaced, lives and your body can't. So since I can't go that way, I'm going this way. But like I said, take your time, be slow to evaluate something. Like in this case, I've got to pull it this way when it starts to fall because of that pressure and all that weight trying to send it that other direction. The rope's only going to get tighter. So I've got to account for what the rope might do, and the best option is to keep it from being cut on that tree or being broken against that tree as it falls. So think about the longevity of your equipment, think about the safety of yourself or anyone that you're working with. Consider everything and then make the appropriate decision as to how you're going to handle something. Now, as for this other tree, the one that's right here, that tree I've already got a throw ball and string into it. What I'll be doing once I have this one tree down here, I'll be putting the rope into the other one, and I will be pulling this direction here, out here to where I'm at actually, and then I'll cut the tree and we'll drop it here. Then I will grab onto both trees with the tractor, pull them out, put the dog fence back up, and call it a day. From start to finish, I anticipate that this operation for the rig up, putting the throw ball into both of them yesterday took about 20 minutes. And I'm anticipating to rig this up today to be ready to drop it either this afternoon or tomorrow. Will probably take about 2 or 3 hours because I've got to take the dog fence down and roll it up. I've got to put a fence to the inside to keep the dogs inside because they're going to want to get out. So about 4 hours of setup time. The actual dropping of the trees I anticipate to be very quick, and then I'll be putting the dog fence back up and we'll call it a day. But like I said, take your time. I know I get real preachy about trees. I made my living for many, many years doing it, and I always knew if somebody got killed because my phone would have 99 messages on it from people calling to find out if it was me that got killed, which it never was, and I guess some people were spitting about that. Dysfunctional Vet, out.